Good morning. This is Otto Octavius live from the corner of my bedroom with a very noisy laptop to bring you the news. March 11th has passed recently, making the 11th anniversary of the Tohoku tsunami in Japan on March 11th, 2011. As such, we will be covering the events of the tsunami and more information on how it occurred, as well as warning and preparation systems that have been improved and implemented for future safety. At 2:46 p.m. Japan Standard Time, March 11, 2011, a large earthquake, clocking in at a 9.1 on the Richter scale, erupted from a convergent boundary between the Eurasian and Pacific tectonic plates, causing a tsunami to hit Japan's east coast. It took approximately 30 minutes for the tsunami to arrive at the Fukushima prefecture after the earthquake, wreaking havoc to over 1,200 miles of Japan's coast. There were nearly 20,000 deaths counted after the destruction, along with over 6,000 injured, more than 25,000 missing persons, and the loss of over 123,000 homes, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Warnings for an incoming tsunami were sent out 3 minutes after the earthquake, and seawalls had been in place to reduce damage from tsunamis, but it was not expected that this much ruination would ensue. After this catastrophic event, Japan has implemented advanced technology to give even earlier warnings of tectonic activity and tsunamis, as well as improving seawalls and tsunami protection measures in places like nuclear power plants. The Fukushima power plant ran into a cooling system failure after getting struck by the 15-meter tidal wave. Following a failure of this magnitude caused 3 reactor cores in the facility to melt and radioactive materials to put the Fukushima area in nuclear exposure for about a week. Now, how exactly this event occurred is quite the question. As you know, the majority of earthquakes are caused by convergent plate boundaries, which is exactly what caused this earthquake-tsunami event. So let's pretend for a moment this is a Pacific plate, and this is the Eurasian plate. These two plates crash, and they're both oceanic plates, so subduction zone forms. And the Pacific plate starts getting dragged under the Eurasian plate. Tensions begin to rise a little bit, and then everything releases, and this very sudden release of tension causes shock waves of energy to shoot through the Earth's layers. These shock waves cause disruption in the ocean, and large tidal waves form and hit land. Thus you have a tsunami. It is not uncommon for tsunamis to hit Japan, as the Pacific and Eurasian plates clash semi-often. According to the Bangkok Post, the Japanese town of Taro in the Iwate Prefecture had a 10-meter seawall called the Great Wall, running for 2.3 kilometers total, and had 44 escapeways in case of a tsunami. Though, even with all of these precautions, Taro was devastated by the tsunami, with nearly 200 dead or missing, and 1,700 homes damaged or completely lost. Along with much of Japan's infrastructure being destroyed, the environment wasn't in much better condition. As you can imagine, the Fukushima power plant's radioactive leak, so to speak, did not do much good for Japan's environment, resulting in the direct contamination of a lot of Japan's agricultural goods and water supply, according to the BFS. As well as a lot of agriculture being thrown out of whack. Many plains, tidal flats, maritime forests, and other natural habitats of Japan were ruined by the devastating work of the tsunami. Of course, all of this destruction is terrible, but this is not the first time that Japan has faced disaster with tsunamis. According to the Smithsonian, the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923 brought a 40-foot tsunami wave and whipped up a final death toll of 140,000 people, 44,000 of which sought refuge near the Sumida River in Tokyo, before large fire caused by the earthquake shaking and destroying things, basically killed everyone there. Japan has now improved tsunami preparedness, though. Rather than trying to defend against tsunamis with large seawalls and other protective structures, Japan relies more on evacuation for tsunamis. Combined with advanced seismic technology and early warning systems, evacuating threatened cities or areas can and will greatly reduce the death toll from tsunamis in the future. I am Otto Octavius. That was the news. I was thirsty, sorry for drinking. Thanks.